Hi everyone, welcome back to Outside Xbox. Mike and I have just played Dying Light's The Following DLC, and we're here to tell you about 5 new gameplay things in The Following DLC. Alright, so the first thing in The Following DLC is the new world, right?
Yes,
It's kind of a massive slice of countryside.
Yeah, exactly. So apparently it's the same size as the two maps that were in the original Dying Light.
Yeah.
It's much more sort of countryside. There are sort of towns and there's a big sort of industrial area, so there will be places to parkour, but mostly it's a large sort of open space, lots of fields, farms, that sort of thing. It looks beautiful. It kind of presents the entire world to you as you come out of a cave, and it just looks amazing. It's sort of an area adjacent to Haran, I think, and it sort of happens while the story's going on. So while the the outbreak is happening in Haran, but yeah, it feels very, very different.
There's a reason for the environment being
Indeed.
this kind of big open area, and that's the fact that they've added vehicles, or I mean a vehicle.
A vehicle,
Air
yes,
vehicle.
indeed.
Fine, let me grab my car.
There's a buggy, which is really, really good fun to drive. It's got really sort of slidey handling. You can power slide into zombies and things. It's really neat as well because it's not just although there's only one vehicle, you'll be able to customize it. It's got its own skill tree and progression system. So when you run over zombies and do jumps, and there'll be race challenges you can do with your co-op players, you'll earn driver points, and those will go towards this new skill tree. The idea of a vehicle having a skill tree is a bit weird, but I'm going to go with it. But yeah, and you can add decals and things. So you'll be able to customize your buggy. Although there aren't multiple types of vehicle, yours will look different by the end of it from everyone else's.
So someone who plays a lot of racing games, I mean, this isn't primarily a racing game,
No.
but did it, the racing to you felt all right?
It felt fast, and the handling is kind of fun and very accessible. It doesn't take you long to get to grips with the buggy, and you can really chuck it around, which is great because obviously there are going to be zombies around, and you're going to want to chuck your vehicle into it.
You don't feel like you're being slowed down by running over zombies,
No.
really. You just sort of plough straight through them and they turn into red mist.
There was an amazing moment at the end of the demo where we launched over a jump, and there was just I want to say 100 zombies, 150, some giant ones, and
We're just about to land in the middle of the crowd.
Directly into the middle of it. So look forward to that one. So the thing with the buggies is obviously if you're playing in 4-player co-op, you can take 4 buggies, buggy each, or you can double up with one person driving the buggy, the other person hanging onto the back and firing guns at zombies.
Okay, so you can actually fire from the back of the...
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
there's a bit of co-op vehicle fun. Yeah, they don't have anything that can take more than 2 people, but it's still it's that classic Halo Warthog type thing where you and a mate climber in and drive off shooting.
You should all be able to just cling onto the roof rack and...
Yeah, well, it's all made out of it's a space frame, isn't it? Basically, you should be able to hang on to every single angle of that.
Right. Okay, another new gameplay thing in the following DLC is the fact they've added some new weapons. What were you using in the demo?
So I got hold of the crossbow, which I think has been something the fans have been asking for a while. It's like a stealth weapon, obviously. It's got a really nice, satisfying sort of thunk as it releases the bolt.
You can click in the right stick and you get your crosshairs, so you can use it for precision sniping as well. It's got pretty good range on it.
Yeah, I was getting headshots sort of left, right and centre, which is good for me because I'm not traditionally a great sort of headshotty person.
So that's for the kind of the stealth fans. So they've also added an SMG, like an Uzi style submachine gun.
Probably better suited to my style of play, to be honest. And
spray
it is
and
powerful,
pray.
yeah, it's really powerful. So yeah, it's good to see more sort of power weapons and stuff. But, I think with the first game they tried to emphasise the melee combat because that's a big part of sort of Dying Light. But it's nice to know that now they've done that for the main game, they can experiment a bit more with sort of proper, high-powered weaponry.
And another reason they've added those weapons is you'll be fighting quite a lot of human enemies in this. I mean, there are human enemies in the original Dying Light, but I think they're emphasising it with this due to the story that they've got, which is about a cult on in this area who are immune to the zombie virus. Obviously, Haran being riddled with the zombie virus, people are quite keen to find out what their secret is.
Exactly.
So that's why Kyle Crane is there to find out. But so it's got an entirely new story, completely disconnected to the main story of Dying Light. So if you finish that story, there's something else to look forward to. Progression through the game is done via, there's a trust system in place with the cult that you're playing. So it is quite freeform. The more bandits you clear out, and the more things you do for the cult, the more the cult will trust you, and the more missions will unlock. And you can do those missions in any order, but it's all about gaining trust through doing stuff for those guys. So once again, you are an errand boy doing tasks for other people. But if you've got a crossbow and a car and a SMG, you're probably not that bothered.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, like, I found human enemies the most difficult to deal with in the main game, but usually I was there with like a broken sort of melee weapon and not very much in the way of skills. So actually having that kind of weaponry to hand, I think, is going to make it, a lot more fun, a lot more sort of engaging to take those guys out.
All right, so that's a quick look at the following DLC for Dying Light. It's going to be $14.99 when it comes out. We don't have an actual release date yet. They're not entirely sure when it'll be ready, but when it is, keep an eye out for it on Outside Xbox.